Today we are making an enchanting setup, but we are going to need some more wood to make all those bookshelves, along with a few other supplies, and we're also going to need a little bit more experience. So we are going to do some tree farming, which you won't see, but I'll be doing that probably for like several hours. And we're going to be building a little fishing shack so that way we can get some more experience through fishing, plus get the goodies that fishing can bring us too. I decided it was about time to lock in a map of our home base because pretty soon we're going to have to start changing it, and I'd like to have a history of the stages of evolution that it's gone through. I have picked a nice little spot just around the river bend. I did not mean to make a Pocahontas quote there, but great song. If you aren't familiar with it, you should listen to it. Anyway, yeah, I picked a spot just around the river bend where there's this little flat area back here, which is just on the other side of a hill from home, but out of the way, that I think will make a good spot for a little tree farm. So I'm going to clear this out, and I have all the different tree types here and use this to grow some trees. All right, welcome back. We have gotten some wood in here in this chest over here. Enough to get started. We are going to need some spruce and we are going to need some oak. We'll probably just take half, that should be enough. Maybe we'll take a little bit more spruce just in case. And now we can go build ourselves a little fishing, well, not really a shack, but like a little lean-to. And we're going to do it right over there on that little birch island. But I'm going to take my boat over there instead of swimming. All right, here we are. Hop on out. We got a nice little island of birch trees right here. And I think we're going to build our little fishing lean-to over here. And later on, when we're ready to upgrade, we'll probably build a bigger actual fishing shack, probably over right here, I think. But for now, we're going to make a lean-to right over here. First, let's set up shop so we can get together the more specific materials that we need rather than just the wood, because we need to make, obviously, some planks and such, and we're going to need not all of this. We'll start with half that much. We can always make more if we need to, and we're going to need to make a lot of slabs. Okay, first thing we need to do is build a little dock. So let's see here. We're gonna have 2 wide, I think, and then we're gonna need some posts for stability. So we'll do spruce in the water. That way we have the dark color underneath the water, and then we'll do oak on top. 1 high, 2 high. We'll start with just 1 high. We can always make it higher. Let's take some oak slabs and we'll build out ourselves a little dock here. There we go. And then we need to make some supports out here as well. And you know what? I think I like them too high. So we'll just go ahead and add another one. Add another one. There we go. Ooh, sun is starting to set. Gotta be careful. Now, to try to build a little lean-to. Let's see, we're going to need the slabs, and we're going to use spruce for this. And I think we'll just walk these slabs down like so. Now any extras as we go. And now we're going to do sort of diagonal, double diagonal. Diagonal this way, going up, and kind of across. Okay, yeah, this will do. How might we adjust this? You know, I think we should put a log right here. Sort of like a central post. And then maybe we can go like this. So it's kind of like this post is sort of holding these things in place. I should have that at least 2 high, right? Okay, and then we'll just fill in all of this. Okay, I think we finally got it figured out. We got our little lean-to here. We got plenty of storage in the form of barrels in our bed. And if we really wanted to, we can even climb up on top. Yeah, get a nice little view up here. Go for a dive. Woo! But now it's time that we do a little bit of fishing, and we could store whatever we get in our copious amounts of storage here and get our experience up to 30.
We've been fishing for about 40,000 years. There are ancient indicators of the history of fishing, from boat paddles to hooks, nets, and harpoons used from 9,000 to 5,000 BC. There are even cave paintings to clue us in to fishing's historic significance. In our farming episode, we talked about how growing crops and husbandry allowed people to settle in one place, while fishing also let them do this. There are even written records of fishing from ancient Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, Macedonians, and the Chinese. The Middle Ages didn't see much in the way of inventing new fishing methods, but existing methods were improved. Better materials were used for durability, and guides were added to rods to better manage the fishing line. Sturdier boats allowed fishermen to go further offshore where they could find bigger schools of fish. Even the church influenced fishing. In Christianity in medieval Europe, people were expected to not eat meat on certain days, but fish was not included in this ban. This led to the development of fisheries, an early example being from 11th century France. With a greater supply, commercial fishing and trading rose in prominence. The significance grew even more during the Industrial Revolution. Steam engine boats were faster, refrigeration preserved the latest catch for longer, and all this increased efficiency led to an economic boom. Then we had fishing for sport, at least in terms of competition, which began around the 1930s. However, overfishing and bycatching, which is when fishing nets catch animals other than the intended target, became an issue not just for the environment but also for the economy. Industrialized fisheries and smaller companies have had to shut down as supplies have dwindled. To combat these issues, there are now restrictions on commercial fishing and changes to fishing techniques to reduce overfishing and bycatching. National parks and conservation areas also help to protect aquatic populations.
We also need some sugarcane so we can make some paper. If I have mathed the math correctly, in order to make an enchanting setup, we will need 23 logs, which we'll get a little over 90 planks from. We will need 135 pieces of paper, which we get from sugarcane, which will be 2 stacks plus 7, and 45 leather, which we still need to acquire. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can't really see me. Here's our leather. This will just a moment. Issue. This is the second time this has happened. Quit killing my sheep! I mean, I'll kill my sheep, but you can't kill my sheep. Okay, I think we've got enough now. Let's drop this meat in here, cook it up. Oh, I forgot I was doing that. Maybe I should finish doing this first. Nah, let me get the meat because I'll forget if I don't just do it now. All right, let's make some paper. Let's make some books. Of course, we need an enchanting table too, otherwise there's really no point. Here we go. Woo! Okay. It's dark out, so let's go to sleep before we do anything else. When I wake up, I am conveniently placed right outside, and I've got a little enchanting set up just over here underneath this little hill. Right down here below this tree. Oh, we have a few more chickens since we last checked in on them. So yeah, we have those now. Right, so I've been working a little bit in here, a little bit of decorating, still a lot more to go, but now we can take out this dirt and put the enchanting set up here.
Minecraft's enchanting table does have a language based on the Standard Galactic Alphabet, or SGA, which was developed by Tom Hall for the Commander Keen game series, and the SGA has been featured and referenced in other works since then. The enchanting table language can be translated, and you'll mostly just get kind of random English words, but there are some that look completely nonsensical, but they're actually from H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu novels. I'm going to try to pronounce this. I'll probably do it wrong, but if I never post another video, then I must have said it right and I accidentally summoned an interdimensional cosmic beast and was eaten. Vengle, Megluanafa, Cthulhu, Relie, Waganaga, Fatagan. This translates to, in his house at Relie, dead Cthulhu waits dreaming. Moving on, Minecraft's magic system focuses on potions and imbuing items, so we are going to focus our delve into magic on practices that feature these displays, particularly that of imbuing items, and we'll talk about potions in a future episode. There are countless magical objects across nearly every culture and religion and spanning the entirety of history, so let's dive into some of the most powerful and recognizable objects. We have Excalibur, the sword of King Arthur. There are two versions of how this sword came into Arthur's possession. It could be the sword in the stone. The legend goes that whomever could free the sword would be king. The other legend tells us the sword was gifted to King Arthur by the mysterious Lady of the Lake, and Arthur instructed his men to return the sword to the lake upon his death. Some stories say that the sword grants the wielder strength and speed. In Greek mythology, we have the golden fleece of the winged ram Chrysomalis, who was sent on a mission by the gods to rescue two children from their evil stepmother. And here I thought evil stepmothers were only a Disney trope. One of the children didn't make it, but the other was rescued and then killed Chrysomalis to obtain the ram's golden fleece. The fleece then appeared in several myths as various heroes went on quests to retrieve it. It purportedly has healing magic and represents wealth and power. If you remember when we talked about gold in a previous episode, we discussed how ancient civilizations believed gold could heal because something so beautiful can't possibly be dangerous, and it was used to decorate just about everything as a status symbol. The Philosopher's Stone has its roots in alchemy, said to be able to change or transmute a metal like lead into something precious like gold. I would compare this to adding netherite to your gear, but we're still a long way from that in our game. It's also said to grant eternal youth. Again, we see this with netherite gear having increased durability. Maybe we'll do a deeper dive into this once we have that material. While the Philosopher's Stone and alchemy seem far-fetched today, these stories inspired scientists to try the impossible, laying the groundwork for modern chemistry. The Monkey King's staff, or Rohi Jinkubang, is from Chinese folklore. It was gifted to the Monkey King, Song Wonku, by the Dragon King of the Eastern Sea after he helped to defeat a demon. It was originally a pillar used long ago by an ancient Chinese king to measure the depth of a massive flood. The Monkey King discovered the pillar could shrink to a more manageable size, even to as small as a needle. The staff is indestructible and can control the elements. The Spear of Destiny, and the many other names it goes by, is an object from Christianity, the spear that pierced Jesus Christ while he was on the cross and at that moment was imbued with power. Many powerful figures throughout history are rumored to have had the spear. The exact whereabouts of the spear are unknown. It may be in Vienna, Austria. It may also be held in Armenia or at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Lastly, it could be in the city Antioch, an ancient city in Turkey that now lays in ruin. The Chintamani stone hails from Hindu and Buddhist beliefs. It is said to be the ultimate good luck charm. It was found by the gods and blessed with healing properties and the ability to bring peace and prosperity to the owner, a good luck charm indeed. The Seal of Solomon is a ring belonging to the Israelite king Solomon. It allowed him to control spirits, good and evil, angel and demon. With it, he could also speak to animals and ward off evil, and in some stories, it could even heal people. Thanks to Marvel, I am sure most of us are familiar with Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, which is from Norse mythology, forged by the dwarves Brokr and Eitri. It controls thunder and lightning, and represents strength, power, and protection. From these examples, we see that imbuing objects with power doesn't belong to any one magic system. It resides in many religions, and these stories endure to this day, spawning even more stories. It seems to me that magic really lies in belief and intention. By putting a part of yourself, your trust, in that object, you give it all the power it needs. Maybe that's why we have to spend experience levels to enchant. As for the use of lapis, we discussed in our mining episode how lapis is described as having the ability to open the mind and enhance intellect. Couple that with your belief the magic will work, putting yourself, aka experience levels, into it, and there you go, enchanted gear.
We've had a productive episode. We did lots and lots of fishing to get experience, and now we have a lot of food, and we have some enchanted items. We got ourselves an enchanted sword, 2 enchanted pickaxes, an enchanted axe, and of course our enchanted fishing rod that we fished up and then combined with other fishing rods that we fished up. Plus, we have all of these other fishing rods and bows that we also fished up. There was actually a lot more. I disenchanted some of them to get some experience off of them. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about fishing's history and of some enchanted items from throughout different religions and mythologies and whatnot. Out of the different ones that we talked about, which one do you think you would want to have? I don't really know. What if we had all of them? I mean, I kind of want all of them. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me and have a great rest of your day. Bye!